Beloved chosen one, you do not open your eyes this morning by accident. You wake because mercy has carried you through the night and placed breath in your lungs for a reason. Before the noise of the world starts pressing against your mind, before the demands, the stress, the unseen resistance, you are called to begin this day with gratitude. Not shallow gratitude, not routine words spoken without fire, but deep, conscious thanksgiving to the Lord who has kept you, covered you, and strengthened you for battles you do not even see yet. There are moments when you think your first assignment in the morning is to check the clock, check the phone, check the problems waiting for you. But your first assignment is higher than that. Your first assignment is to remember who gives you strength. The enemy hopes you will start the day distracted, rushed, and spiritually empty. He hopes you will step into the battlefield without lifting your heart to heaven. But when you thank the Lord at daybreak, something shifts in the atmosphere around your life. Gratitude becomes a weapon. Thanksgiving becomes alignment. The heart that says, Lord, thank you for waking me. Thank you for sustaining me. Thank you for fighting for me, is not a weak heart. It is a heart taking its place under divine covering. You are not pretending life is easy. You are declaring that God is greater than what stands in front of you. We find in the book of Philippians, chapter 4, verse 13, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. That word is not given to entertain you. It is given to establish you. Your strength is not self-made. It is not built only on sleep, motivation, or human encouragement. Your strength comes from Christ. That means what drains other people does not have to destroy you. What intimidates others does not have to master you. What looked impossible yesterday can become bearable today because the Lord is the one breathing endurance into your spirit. You do not thank God only after the victory. You thank Him before the battle fully unfolds because faith already knows the source of its power. So this morning, slow your heart and lift your eyes. Thank Him for the breath you have. Thank Him for the doors He will open. Thank Him for the wisdom He will release. Thank Him for the traps He will expose. Thank Him for the strength you do not yet feel but will surely receive. This is how you begin like one who is chosen. This is how you walk into the day with holy steadiness. Like this message. Share it with someone who needs morning strength. Subscribe for more and comment 777 if you are thanking the Lord before today's battles begin. You do not step into this morning empty-handed, because you are carrying living proof that the Lord has already brought you through what once looked impossible. The battles behind you are not random memories. They are evidence. They are reminders carved into your spirit that God has been sustaining you long before this present day began. There were seasons when you thought the pressure would break you, when the sorrow was too heavy to explain, when the waiting felt longer than your strength could bear. Yet here you are. You are still standing. You are still breathing. You are still moving forward. That alone tells a story your fear can never erase. Sometimes the enemy tries to make you forget what you have survived. He wants you to look at today's burden as if this is the first hard thing you have ever faced. He wants you to feel isolated inside the struggle, as though heaven has gone silent and your history with God has no meaning. But that is not truth. The same God who held you together in the dark season is the same God meeting you now. The same hand that guided you through confusion is still resting on your life. The same voice that strengthened you in grief is still able to steady your heart before the next battle forms. We are reminded through the writings of David in the Psalms in chapter 34, verse 19. Many are the afflictions of the righteous, but the Lord delivers him out of them all. Notice the power of that word. It does not deny the afflictions. It does not pretend the righteous never suffer, never struggle, Never weep. Never fight through painful chapters. It says many are the afflictions. The weight was real. The trial was real. The wound was real, but so was the deliverance. The Lord did not lose track of you in the middle of your hardship, and He has not lost track of you now. Every battle you survived became a testimony that your life is not held together by luck, but by divine mercy. So when this day tries to intimidate you, remember what God has already done. Remember the door that opened when you thought all access was gone. Remember the peace that came when panic tried to consume you. Remember the strength that rose in you when your own power had run out. You are not being carried by imagination. You are being carried by the faithfulness of the Lord. Your past rescues are not old stories, they are present fuel. They teach your soul to say again, with quiet confidence, if God delivered me before, He will not fail me now. Now you see why you must not enter this day alone. Gratitude remembers, but wisdom also warns. There is a difference between waking up physically and rising up spiritually. Many people move through their morning with a functioning body and an uncovered soul. They rush into conversations, decisions, burdens, temptations, and conflicts without first anchoring themselves in God. That is how exhaustion deepens. That is how confusion multiplies. That is how a small wound becomes a heavy battle. You are not called to live exposed like that. You are called to step into the day under the shelter of the Lord. There are pressures around you that do not announce themselves loudly. Some arrive as distraction. Some arrive as discouragement. Some arrive as subtle compromise, whispering that you can postpone prayer, neglect peace, and handle everything in your own strength. But the moment you try to carry alone what was meant to be surrendered, the weight becomes heavier than it needs to be. This is why your morning posture matters. Before you answer to people, you answer to God. Before you react to what is urgent, you submit to what is eternal. That is not weakness. That is alignment. Heaven speaks clearly through the words in Deuteronomy, chapter 31, verse 8. The Lord Himself goes before you and will be with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. That promise is not decoration for difficult times. It is covering for real life. The Lord goes before you into meetings you have not entered yet, into tensions you have not encountered yet, into moments that could have shaken you if His presence were not already there. He is not merely waiting at the end of the day to see how you perform. He is going before you, preparing what you cannot see, strengthening what you cannot yet measure, and standing with you in places where your own courage would not be enough. So do not walk into today as though you are unsupported. Do not let fear narrate a story that God has already interrupted with His presence. Write in the comments, God goes first. Those 3 words matter because they train your spirit to remember that the battle is never asking you to lead without heaven. And if this message is feeding your spirit in a real way, you can support it through a donation. That kind of giving is more than generosity. It helps keep this stream of encouragement reaching people who wake up carrying silent battles and need a word that turns them back toward God. Let that act of support become a quiet seed in good ground, a way of saying this word must keep traveling farther. What strengthens your life today may become the answer someone else has been praying to hear at dawn. This is where your morning becomes more than survival. This is where you stop speaking as someone waiting to be overwhelmed and begin speaking as someone already upheld by God. Before the battle shows its full face, before the pressure gathers its full force, before the voices of doubt try to set the tone of your day, you open your mouth and speak victory in the presence of the Lord, not because every circumstance has changed yet, but because your position has. You are no longer standing in uncertainty about who walks with you. You are standing in the strength of the one who has already gone before you. There is power in what you allow to frame your day. If fear speaks first, your heart starts shrinking before the conflict even arrives. If discouragement speaks first, your energy bends under a burden that may not even have reached you yet. But when faith speaks first, something holy takes its place within you. Your inner world comes into order. Your mind remembers where help comes from. Your spirit stops bowing to imagined defeat. This is why chosen ones do not wait until evening to discover whether God was faithful. They begin the morning declaring what is true before circumstances try to argue against it. Scripture says in the Gospel of Mark, chapter 11, verse 24, "Whatever you ask for in prayer, believe that you have received it, and it will be yours." That does not mean you deny reality. It means you refuse to enthrone reality above God. You pray with expectation. You speak with confidence. You declare peace before chaos can spread. You declare wisdom before confusion can deepen. You declare endurance before weariness can settle in. You declare that no confrontation, no disappointment, no delay, and no hidden scheme has greater authority over your day than the Lord who strengthens you. This is not empty positivity, and this is faith learning to speak in agreement with heaven. So when this day stretches in front of you with unanswered questions, you do not let silence become surrender. You speak life. You speak courage. You speak truth. You remind your soul that the God who carried you before is still carrying you now. You remind your mind that strength is already being supplied. You remind your spirit that victory is not always loud at first. Sometimes it begins as a steady declaration whispered in the morning, long before anyone else sees the evidence. And by the time the battle arrives, it does not meet a frightened heart. It meets a prepared one, already aligned, already anchored, already speaking from the place of trust where fear no longer rules over you today. And now you move forward, not timidly, not half awake in your spirit, not bending under the lie that this day is greater than the God who sustains you. You move forward crowned with the quiet confidence that the Lord has already placed strength inside you for what must be faced. The battle may still exist, the assignment may still feel heavy, and the path may still require endurance. But you are no longer looking at life from the posture of someone abandoned. You are walking as one upheld. This is what happens when your morning begins with thanksgiving, remembrance, surrender, and declaration. Your heart becomes steadier. Your thoughts become clearer. Your steps stop wavering between fear and faith. You begin to understand that divine strength is not always loud. Sometimes it comes as calm where panic should have ruled. Sometimes it comes as restraint when anger wanted to speak first. Sometimes it comes as endurance when your flesh wanted to quit. Sometimes it comes as holy focus when the world tries to scatter your attention in every direction. The strength of God does not merely help you survive your day. It teaches you how to walk through it with authority. The ancient words recorded in Romans still echo today. Chapter 8, verse 37. In all these things we are more than conquerors through Him who loved us. Not barely conquerors, not occasional conquerors, not conquerors only when the road is easy. More than conquerors. That means the battle does not get to define your identity. The pressure does not get to rename you. The hardship does not get the final interpretation of your life. Through Him who loved you, you carry a victory deeper than emotion and stronger than circumstance. Even before the visible answer arrives, heaven has already spoken over your position. You are not standing at the mercy of every attack. You are standing inside the love of Christ, and that love is still giving you power to endure, resist, rise, and keep going. So walk into this day with your head lifted, Let peace guard your mind. Let discipline order your steps. Let gratitude keep your heart soft before God. Let courage answer every whisper of fear. What comes against you today will discover that you are not moving alone, not speaking alone, not fighting alone. The Lord who woke you is the Lord who will strengthen you, and the Lord who strengthens you will also preserve you. Comment 528 below as your sign that you are stepping into this day strengthened for every battle and unwilling to bow to fear. And as this message comes to rest in your spirit, let your response be like placing a small flame in a dark valley, trusting that even one light can help another soul find the path again. Liking this message can be that first flame, a quiet witness that this word did not pass by you empty. Sharing it can become like sending bread upon the waters, releasing comfort towards someone you may never meet, yet someone heaven deeply sees. Commenting can be your stone of remembrance set beside this moment, a gentle sign that your heart stood here and received strength. Subscribing can feel like choosing not to leave the garden after one drink of living water, but remaining near the place where your spirit keeps being renewed. And donating, if you feel led, can be like laying a piece of timber onto an altar of ongoing hope, helping this message keep traveling into weary hearts that are still praying for dawn. None of it needs to be forced. The most beautiful offerings are the ones given freely, like rain falling where the ground is ready.